What is up, everyone? This is Bryce Van Hoosen, and on today's episode of My Guitar Mods, we're going to look at my absolute favorite tremolo stabilizer, built by Alexander Kromov in Russia. So, what is a tremolo stabilizer, and why would you want one? So a tremolo stabilizer is a little device that fits in the back of your guitar, usually where the springs are, and its job is to keep the tremolo in a fixed zero position, so meaning completely flat, when it is not actually being used. When it is being used with the bar, meaning. Usually this involves a spring-like device that will make contact with the tremolo block, as we can see here, to keep it in place. So a lot of tremolo stabilizers involve having to permanently attach something with screws to the guitar body, like the Black Box tremolo stabilizer or the Tremendous stabilizer that I think is made by ESP. But Alexander's tremolo stabilizer literally just sits in the middle of your springs without any permanent alterations needed to your guitar. Okay, so why would you want one? Essentially, a stabilizer helps give you something that is somewhere in between a floating bridge and a fixed bridge. So you can basically hit chords without getting that kind of wobble thing that sometimes happens when you hit some chords too hard and it goes or you can do like double stop bends or these kind of unison bends. Without the guitar going out of tune. So if you check this out, I'm literally bending on the B string while playing the high E string, and it's not changing pitch at all. It's not going out of tune or anything. So that is the benefit of a tremolo stabilizer. And you can even drop tune your low string on the fly without having to bust out a screwdriver and reset your springs. So if I wanted to drop tune this down to C, I'm tuned in D standard right now. There you go, you can do that. It also really makes tuning your guitar super easy and a piece of cake, as the saying goes. Because you're no longer overall fighting the bridge stabilization and all of that kind of stuff. It basically just sits where it's supposed to sit, and that's that. But then when you want to do like a dive bomb or a Dimebag Darrell style squealy thingy, you could do that also. So the only downside of a tremolo stabilizer is to be aware that you are pretty much unable to do the Andy LaRocque kind of boyoing trick, fluttery sort of thing, or anything like that. Basically, a flutter is not something you'll be able to do with any tremolo stabilizer at all. So I know somebody in the comments is, of course, inevitably going to ask, can you do flutters? But no, a stabilizer creates a 0 point, meaning you can feel the bridge go back to an even position that is parallel with the guitar body. A flutter is pretty much the exact opposite of that and works by letting the string ring as the bridge naturally finds its way back to a position of rest. It's sort of like if you were at your grandparents' house some point in the 90s and you hit that little thing on the inside of a door stopper, and it just went boing. If you're stabilizing that, it couldn't do it. While I love doing flutters, for me, the overall stability outweighs that one drawback. Though I do have guitars that I keep free of any sort of stabilization and just keep it nice and raw dogged back there so that I can do all that kind of fun whammy bar kind of stuff. I just don't take those on the road anymore. Okay, so let's check out how AEX's stabilizer is designed, and then we will come back and take a look at how it affects overall playability. All right, so AEX's stabilizer is essentially a two-spring approach. You have this outer spring here and an inner spring that pushes on this pin right here. So this pin is essentially like a piston, and it's important to get the right size by measuring the space between the claw and the outer edge of the block. The one I use is 70 millimeters. The inner spring also comes in a number of different tensions that essentially affect how stiff or rigid your tremolo will feel. Essentially, how much stabilization you're going to get from the overall device. I go with a medium tension, but you can go up to a heavy tension, which means that you really have to use some force to make the pitch go up or down. Speaking of which, when you pull up and then release, the inner spring pushes back on this pin and puts the bridge back to a 0 point. Similarly, when you do a dive bomb or push the bar down, the outer spring works to pull the block back to the 0 point. It's a really simple mechanism, and it's completely elegant in exactly how simplistic it is. The only bit of adjusting needed is with this set screw here. You tighten it once and your bridge is set parallel with the guitar body, and then you literally never have to think about it again, so long as you're not changing the overall guitar tuning or string gauge or whatever. I pretty much just set it and forget it. That's basically it. The other cool thing and a unique feature of AEX's tremolo stabilizer is that the width of the unit is about the same size as a spring, meaning that it isn't larger and it doesn't rub on the springs when it's in use. This, of course, eliminates a friction point that is a problem in some of the other similarly designed tremolo stabilizers. It really is a beautiful design. Let's check out how it sounds. All right, so let's check out... Woo! Okay, so let's check out how it sounds. I am using my 1978 Marshall JMP, which you can kind of see over there, boosted with an EQ pedal and a Boss Super Overdrive SD1, going into a Sur reactive load with Jens Bogren's IR set something or other on it, into my Universal Audio Apollo, and then I've added reverb and delay digitally in Reaper. Alright, so I have added Alex's email to the video description below. If you are interested in getting one of these, shoot him an email and he will get you a quote for building the actual tremolo stabilizer, as well as shipping to wherever. They are fairly affordable and completely worth it in my book. I have like 4 of these things in various guitars that you can see behind me. And I use them in all of my main touring and recording guitars, and I just absolutely love them. Alright guys, so if you have been having some trouble with your tremolo-equipped guitars, I hope that this is a little tidbit that will help you out. Get a tremolo stabilizer. It will make your life a whole lot easier. Alright, I am Bryce Van Hoosen, and until next time, I will see you soon. It is so fucking hot. I have a towel to dry off with. Whoo! Get a little bit of iced coffee. It's 10 o'clock at night, but who cares?